Okay, so I'm going to start off here because this explains the topic that I'm going to get into. But over on Cartoon Network, there is a show called DC Superhero Girls. I've never watched it. I really don't care about it. It's not for me. But apparently it's successful enough that it has like 4 seasons or something. So people like it. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't care. If you like this show, great. That's awesome. I hope you love it. It's not for me. And that's pretty much it. Now, normal person, that's what they would do. They would just move along. I don't ever hear about this show calling me trash or, getting political or anything. If that was a thing, it would have came out and people would be roasting the show. But it seems like it's just trying to be a show that relies on superhero characters, and it's trying to, get a female audience. That's fine. No big deal. Not for me. I'm not going to watch it. I'm happy you like it. I'm going to move on with my day. Unfortunately, though, for other people, a little crazier in their views, they want to ruin people's fun. Now, the reason that I have this pulled up is because the artwork I'm going to show you is trying to mimic this style. It's trying to mimic it and have some fun with it. Personally, I think this art is cheap and kind of lazy, and I don't really like it. I think it's just lazy art. You could get people that could draw much better looking characters than this. This is like CalArt's deviant Tumblr art, in my opinion, but whatever. I don't really have a problem with this show existing as long as, they're not saying men are trash and we're better than Batman or any of that stuff. It's just doing its thing. It's fine. But naturally, with a popular style, and I would say that show is maybe popular because it's been around for a couple seasons, apparently. I've never heard of it, but whatever. People are going to want to have fun with the art style, make their own variations of it. This is what artists do. That's why we're at this Twitter account right here, Linkertoon. Says, I'm not an artist. I only make drawings because I like to do. If you hate lewd drawings, I invite you to withdraw from here. Now, going through this person's art style, it's clear that they like to do lewd drawings. And that's why I find it funny that his variation, or her, I'm not sure, of that art style is now currently, you have all of the NPCs jumping all over it. Now, what's funny about all of this, and this is his drawing right here, this is what was made, is a variation with the superhero girl style on a Black Widow, and Linkertoon said that they decided to use J. Scott Campbell's style, and as you know, J. Scott Campbell draws very, very, very attractive women, and because Linkertoon likes to do lewd drawings, it's kind of a good style for Linkertoon to pick. But naturally, you're not allowed to do stuff in your own space. Literally, Linkertoon isn't bothering anybody, was just creating their own art over on their own Twitter page, not bothering anybody, but the fun police came in. It's just funny to me. And these people, they say they're supposed to check your bio before they even interact with you because per Twitter's own rules, you're supposed to get people's gender correct, or you can literally get yeeted off the platform if you get it wrong. So they should be checking Linkertoon's bio to make sure Linkertoon is male or female, but they're not doing that. Because if they had checked that, it would say, hey, these are the kind of drawings that I make. If you don't like it, go away. But they didn't do that. Instead, they just jumped on the person and decided to go crazy and jump all over him. So here is the post. I like the design of the DC superhero girls. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you like it, that's great. So I thought about how Black Widow would look XD. For this, I relied on an illustration made by Scott Campbell. I did this for fun, so I hope you like it. 979 people are talking about it. It got 4.1K likes. Let's check the retweets. 612. Not too bad. There's definitely been some bigger retweets and likes before they've jumped in. But this one definitely has some funny responses. So here's the drawing. I actually think it looks pretty good. It's an improvement on the original designs, in my opinion. This is, of course, a parody of Scott Campbell's Black Widow. So Black Widow, I believe, had her own solo series. I don't know if it's still ongoing. It might have gotten canceled or at least delayed because of everything going on. As you know, there's a Black Widow movie coming out, and in comics, when that happens, usually they try to give the characters, especially if they don't have one, a series. So Black Widow, of course, got her own solo series because, well, there's a movie coming out. I find it funny that Marvel tries to make money off of the movies, but failed to make their comics actually sell better because of the MCU. Literally, the biggest movies of all time in the comic book industry couldn't capitalize on that. But there's other videos that I've made making fun of that. So Linkertoon makes a parody cover. It's very nice looking, and it modeled it after Scott Campbell's first issue variant, or maybe it was the main issue, I'm not sure, of that Black Widow #1 poster. And of course, like clockwork, the Fun Police decide to step in because you're not allowed to do what you want in your own space away from anybody. They've got to come in and make fun of you and try to shame you and say that your art is wrong. We are the keepers of fun. We are the keepers of what you are allowed to do in your own space. Cease and desist, sir. So let's take a look at some of the comments here. Please stop sexualizing her. Did you really have to sexualize her, though? This is disgusting. I just vomited in my mouth. Where are her organs? She has no organs. How is she alive? In the drawing, her stomach looks like it can't fit any organs, so no, not any female could do that. This isn't how humans look, but okay. Take some anatomy classes, please. Where's her shirt and organs? I find this hilarious, I really do, because it's like clockwork. Now, what's funny about this, to me, like I said, the artist is literally a lewd artist. That's the reason that it was drawn in a provocative pose. Okay? But, who cares? You're not allowed to do that. Meanwhile, if we're really going to talk about realistic proportions, they never say anything about muscle-bound men with gigantic muscles and like little heads and stuff. Like, this is all fine and dandy. But, this pose is blasphemous, must go. And by the way, there are women that look like this. You know what I'm saying? But you're not allowed to look like that. It's a weird variation of body shaming. But I have to say, there's nothing realistic about this one. This is true. That's why it's an exaggerated cartoon. And if you want to be honest, there's no women that look like the DC superhero girls either. But they don't complain about that one either, do they? They don't complain about that one. They don't say, where are their organs on those? Let's take a look at them. How come they don't get mad about this? Would you please tell me where Batgirl's organs are in this on this pose right here? She looks like a beanpole. Where are Jessica Drew's organs? Can you please tell me where Jessica Drew's organs are in this picture? Where are they? What's funny about this is it just shows, like, women aren't allowed to have booties or large chests anymore. The reason that they don't have a problem with these women is because they're flat like beanpoles. Okay, there are no curves. The only time you're allowed to have booty or a chest is if you're obese. You're not allowed to be thin and fit and have those things. You're not allowed to have that. It's just funny to me. Why don't they call this out? I mean, literally, I do look at this Batgirl in this photo and say, where are her organs? She's like a pole. She literally is a straight up and down pole. Okay, until you get to her hips. So it's funny. This isn't a problem. This is no problem at all. We're going to move on. Nothing to see here. Nothing to talk about. And of course, the original artist comes out and says just that. Obviously, this is not what humans look like. Huge eyes, hair united in a single block, tiny nose, huge head. And of course, I need to learn, but do they also need glasses? I would say maybe glasses. Or is your problem seeing a woman's chest, which is exactly what it is. And somebody comes in here with some encouragement and says, keep going, don't apologize. And Linkertoon says, never. So what I like about this is the artist is standing up for themselves and telling all of the weirdos that are coming in and attacking their art to get blanked. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. I like it when they actually stand up for themselves and say, get the heck out of here. I don't really care what your opinion is. I'm having fun. I just find the hypocrisy funny because Linkertoon was absolutely right. Your problem is with the curves of the woman. All right. I just showed you the DC superhero girls. Batwoman or Batgirl is consistently a beanpole in that entire series. Just has that unrealistic beanpole shape right in her midsection. From literally her shoulders to her chest, it's a frigging volleyball pole. But that's okay, you know. But if you were to just give her a little bit of a chest, everybody would be raging and burning Twitter to the ground over it. It's ridiculous. And this is a really good example of just how stupid and hypocritical those people are. You don't see them railing on the show. But my goodness, you give a girl a little bit of curves and a fit body, the world loses its mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. Give me your comments. Let me know what you think. Have you watched that show? Is it any good? I'm not going to watch it, but I'm just curious if anyone does and they like it or not. Also, share the video. Throw a like up. Make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.